Welcome to Live Loud, Live Like Outreach, Uncompromising Disciples. Uncompromising Disciples. Uncompromising Disciples. Uncompromising Disciples.
Well, thank you, Ben. Great stuff. Really glad that you did that introduction for us. And hello to all of you. Hope that you've had a fantastic week. Welcome again to Live Loud. We are looking at what it means to live like outrageous, uncompromising disciples. And last week we looked at what it meant to live outrageous. And this week we're looking at uncompromising. So I want to try something with you, but before I explain what that is, it might be really helpful to get a calculator or to bring up the calculator on your mobile phone, because what I'm going to ask you to do involves some mental arithmetic and adding up and taking away and all the rest of it. So hopefully you've been able to do that. Okay, what I want you to do is think of a number, any number you like. Now, once you've thought of a number, put it into your calculator on your phone, just type it in and leave it there. Now, it's really important that you remember this number. So if you need to write it down somewhere else so you don't forget it, go for it and do that. All right, take this number that you have thought of and then add the next number along. So if you were thinking of the number 20, for example, you would add 21. If you were thinking of 35, you would add 36. Okay, have you done that? Now I want you to add 9, then divide it by 2, and now subtract the original number that you were thinking of. So let me just say that again really quickly to make sure that you've got it. Think of a number, add the next number along to that number, then add 9, then divide by 2, and now take away the original number that you thought of. Now, before I started filming, I made a prediction to try and guess what number you would be left with. And as you can see behind me, I've got this Bible, so I'm just going to change camera angles so that you can see it more clearly. So here we have this very old Bible that belongs in the church. Now, this used to be in the pulpit and people used to preach from it, but we tend to use different ones now. And as you can see, it's very, very old. But you see, I think I know what number you are left with. And this Bible has really, all of these pages at the beginning of it, different things. But then as you can see, if I go a bit nearer, here's the book of Genesis, right at the beginning, Genesis chapter 1, and here we have page 1. So I'm going to just skip page 1, there's page 2, page 3, page 4, and in page 5, there's this envelope that is sealed up, as you can see. So I'm going to open this envelope now. So here's this envelope, and I'm going to open it up like so. And in this envelope is a red piece of paper, but in this red piece of paper is a big card, and on this card is the number 5. Now, I think it might be appearing backwards on the screen, but I think you can see that this is the number 5, and I bet that is the number that you ended up with. Well, there you go. I was a little bit gutted that my 5 was the wrong way round, but at least I guessed your number correctly, didn't I? And you see, the thing is, whatever number you pick, the answer using those questions to add up and take away will always be 5. And the point is, when it comes to this word uncompromising, the word always is really important, because to be uncompromising means we always come back to who we are and what we believe in with our faith in Jesus. So it means always trying to live for Him. It means always trying to say the right thing, always trying to do the right thing. That doesn't mean we always get it right, But when we try to live as uncompromising disciples, it means that our faith and our action and who we are go perfectly in sync with each other. We don't compromise it just because other people have different opinions or different thoughts on things. We stay true to the truth. And Jesus told a parable about two builders, one who built a house on sand and another that built a house on a rock. And the one who built the house on sand, when the rain started to come and the flood waters got more, the house on sand would collapse and fall down. But the builder who'd built the house on the rock, that house stood firm. And Jesus told that story to try and illustrate that we have to build our lives on Him. That Jesus is the rock in which we build our lives on. He is the one which gives us a firm foundation to build on. You see, to live an uncompromising life means always building on that firm foundation. Every time we perhaps lie when we know we should have told the truth, well, every lie is beginning to compromise what we believe in, isn't it? Every time we choose not to forgive someone, we're beginning to compromise what Jesus has asked us to do. And every time we do that, it's like the foundation that we've built on gets weaker and weaker. You see, the uncompromising disciple builds his life on Jesus. And you know, come closer because I want to tell you something. You see, the truth is, being an uncompromising disciple is not always easy. And in fact, it isn't always very a popular thing to do because people think that you should be doing things a different way, the world's way, the way that society says. But sometimes the uncompromising disciple does stuff that is countercultural, does stuff that kind of smacks in the face of what the rest of society does. And that can be hard and difficult. You know, there are some people on social media who are called influencers. They have a really large following and the things that they do and they say actually influence culture in some way. And not all of those people are bad in any way at all. And I'm sure some of the stuff that they are saying and doing is good. But I want to urge you to be an influencer, to influence people, that the way that you live does not compromise just because other people are saying other things at you. That you stand firm on your faith in Jesus Christ. That's what it means, to always come back to Jesus, to always look to Him, to always rely on Him, to always trust Him. When we begin to do that, we become uncompromising in the way that we live. And you know what? People are drawn to it because they see that we're not just following the crowd. Now time for a quick game. Okay, so to play this game, you need to go and find 5 random items from around your house that you don't mind being thrown. So don't grab a glass or a phone or anything like that. Just some random stuff that you're happy to throw. Go for it. So here are the 5 random items I've got. An empty drinks bottle, a ball, a toy kind of shark, a cardboard tube, and just a shopping bag. All right, now if you've got one, it would be really useful if you could find a waste paper bin. If you can't get one of those, then just form a circle out of socks or something like that onto the floor. And the idea of the game is to stand a little distance, maybe about 10 feet away or 5 feet away from the bin, and to try and throw your items in. And if you've got family members, see who's the best and see who you can do. So here we go. Here are my attempts at getting my 5 items in this bin. So I'm going to start with the ball. Here we go. Oh, what a brilliant start. Okay, now for the shark. Here we go. Oh, I missed the shark. What about the plastic drinks bottle? Here we go. Oh, that was close. The tube. Yes! Okay, last of all, the shopping bag. Now, I don't think this is going to throw at all well, but... oh, not too bad in the end. Well, as you can see, I got 2 out of the 5 items in. Have a go and see how you get on with your 5 items. If you can film it, great. I'd love to see them as well, and you can get your parents to send them to me. That would be totally awesome. All right, go for it. Now you see, here's the thing, and this may seem really obvious. If I go really close to the bin like this, I wouldn't miss a single item going in. Let me just prove that for you now. So as you can see, I'm really close to the bin. I picked up the ball and I got it in. That was with my left hand. Here's the shark, here's the bottle, here's the tube, and finally, here is the bag. And the reality is that the closer that we are to Jesus, the less likely we are to miss, or to mess up, or to get it wrong, or to compromise. Peter and John, 2 disciples of Jesus in the Bible, were a great example of this. You know, last week we heard how they prayed for a man who couldn't walk and he was miraculously healed. Well, shortly after that happened, these 2 men got arrested and they got put in jail. And when they were in court, they were told to not do these things again. And we're going to pick up that story, which takes place in Acts chapter 4. So let me read that to you now. They called them back and warned them that they were on no account ever again to speak or teach in the name of Jesus. But Peter and John spoke right back. Whether it's right in God's eyes to listen to you rather than to God, you decide. As for us, there's no question. We can't keep quiet about what we've seen and heard. This is what it means to live uncompromising. They were told by the judges in this court to stop speaking about Jesus, to stop praying for healing, to stop doing what they had been doing. But they didn't. They said they can't. After everything they've seen and heard about Jesus, they could not compromise their beliefs just because someone told them not to. And I hope that we can grasp some of that same spirit, that we can ask God to help us to live an uncompromising life, because you know He always will help us. He will always be there for us. And so I urge you, be an influencer, live uncompromising. I know you can do it, and God knows as well. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a brilliant week. God bless you. Love you guys. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.